their tournament inside Dickies Arena. And I am joined with someone else who's also looking forward to it, Conference Commissioner Mike Aresco. Thanks so much for joining us, Commissioner. I mean, how excited are you to be able to have this tournament again? Last year we had it, but it was limited capacity. To be able to have the tournament that we all envision it to be.
Well, Chris, first of all, great to have you with us again. It's going to be exciting because we knew that had it not been for the pandemic, we'd have had big crowds. You know, a lot of our schools can drive and can get here very easily. It's a great venue. Matt Homan and his team do an outstanding job. And we're just really excited. Fort Worth's a great place to be, as you know. There's a lot to do there. The weather's terrific that time of year. It was last year. Just a shame that we couldn't have as many fans as we wanted. But it's going to be fun this year to be able to do that again.
Well, as we about to kick off the 21-22 basketball season, I know you have some statements and comments that you'd like to make to the rest of the media, so I'll let you take it away.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. And again, the first thing I do want to say, again, is to thank Chris for being with us. Great to have you back in the studio, and we obviously appreciate the fine work you and your colleagues at ESPN do. The network supports us incredibly well, and we really appreciate it. And the American Athletic Conference is going to continue to be a dynamic presence in the collegiate landscape. And you're going to be, as far as I know, you're going to be on the UCF Cincinnati football game on ABC.
It's going to be a good one this weekend.
That should be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good one. We're thrilled for Cincinnati to be number 3 in the country. It just shows where they've come and where the conference has come. Yeah. And we're pleased to have you on that telecast. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to our annual men's and women's basketball media days. This is the first that we're doing virtually in our state-of-the-art studio here, which incidentally ESPN certainly helped us design, and we're very pleased at how it turned out. We've been fortunate to have had in-person media days for basketball in terrific places such as Memphis, New York City, Connecticut, Philadelphia. But we think that this year's format will allow media and fans alike to hear directly from some of the best coaches and college basketball players in the nation. With the uncertainty surrounding the pandemic last year, we were unable to hold a media day. So this really is our first opportunity to introduce and welcome 2 important members of our staff who are responsible for the day-to-day administration of our men's and women's basketball. Brian Thornton joined us last fall as our Associate Commissioner for Basketball and has already proven to be an incredibly great resource, not only for me and our staff, but for our men's and women's coaches, administrators, game officials, and most of all, our student athletes. And I would also like to welcome Erica Holmes, our new Director of Women's Basketball Operations and Sport Administration, who will be our primary liaison on all women's basketball matters with our member schools, and we're thrilled to have her with us. I'd also like to welcome our new head coaches, Katrina Merriweather at Memphis, Toyelle Wilson at SMU, and Angie Nelp at Tulsa, will be joining us in women's basketball. While Wes Miller at Cincinnati joins us on the men's side. And I wish all of our new coaches sustained success and good health and well-being as we go forward. As we enter the 2020-21 season, there are many issues and topics pertaining to college basketball and college sports generally that have been in the headlines. It truly is an unprecedented time, whether it's the global pandemic, which unfortunately is still with us, although obviously we do think it's waning, and we hope that continues. There are fundamental changes potentially to NCAA governance. We've had the introduction of name, image, and likeness opportunities for student athletes. Our transfer rules have changed. There's a whole wholesale NCAA gender equity review, which was badly needed. And there's also conference realignment on the horizon, and much of what we know about college basketball will probably look substantially different in a relatively short time. Nevertheless, whatever changes are coming, our objectives and our mission in the American Athletic Conference remain the same. From the day this conference was reconstituted, we have been steadfast in our commitment to competing and succeeding at the highest level. We've done exactly that. And in men's and women's basketball, we've had tremendous success. Under the Americans banners, our members won an NCAA championship in men's basketball, 3 national championships in women's basketball. We've made 2 Final Four men's appearances. We've had women's Final Four appearances, In fact, we had 6 of those, and we won the men's NIT this past year. While some of the names change, I can state without reservation today that we have several teams on both the men's and women's side that are capable of adding to that legacy this year. This conference has consistently elevated its members and has provided a prime stage for those programs that have been willing to invest in competing for championships. And make no mistake, that will continue. I expect that I'll receive questions regarding our future plans when 3 of our current members eventually leave the conference. I cannot get into specifics for obvious reasons, but I can tell you that we have a clear strategy that will strengthen this conference as we enter our 2nd decade. We will invest in institutions that are themselves invested in our shared commitment, and will continue to provide our members, old and new, with the foundation of resources and exposure that will keep us at the forefront of college athletics. We look forward to this season, with great anticipation. It's shaping up as a truly exciting one. On the men's side, Houston and Coach Kelvin Sampson have gotten better each year, and that culminated in last year's Final Four. I want to personally and on behalf of the conference congratulate Kelvin and his outstanding team. It was an exciting tournament. There were some exciting games, and they did an unbelievable job. We know they're going to be in contention again and for another long postseason run. And I especially want to commend Kelvin. We know where the Houston program was many years ago when he took over. He's also been, the dean of our coaches, and he's been a close personal friend of mine. And I truly appreciate what he's done for the conference, and just want to again salute him and his team for a tremendous run. Memphis and Coach Penny Hardaway won the NIT championship last year, and we congratulate them. Memphis also has the top incoming class in the nation. Some exciting things are going on at Memphis with Penny and his team, and we look forward to an exciting time there this year. And let's not forget that it was Wichita State which won our regular season championship last year, as Coach Isaac Brown took the Shockers to the NCAA tournament in his very first year. We have a deep conference this year and an outstanding roster of coaches. And I don't mean to slight any of the teams that I'm not mentioning, because they are all outstanding teams. On the women's side, we had Jose Fernandez in South Florida, and Jose is the dean of our women's coaches. And South Florida take the mantle by winning our regular season and tournament championships, and they reached the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament. UCF had an outstanding season as well, and also made the NCAA tournament. I have to confess that I was disappointed with both the NCAA tournament selections and with the seeding of our teams. I just feel strongly that Houston was also deserving last year of an NCAA bid. And I think, when the seedings aren't what we think they should be, it's a disservice, but considering what these teams accomplished. But let's not dwell on that. We've got a terrific group of teams, and all 3 of the teams I mentioned returned their key players from last year. We expect all 3 to be in postseason contention once again. And again, congratulations to Katie Abrahamson as well for what she obviously did at UCF, as well as Jose in making the tournament. Our league is improving. Our women's league is improving. Many of our teams are capable of making a serious run in the conference and in the postseason. And as with the men, we have an outstanding roster of coaches. We're especially pleased once again to stage some compelling matchups on national television. We'll have more than 60 men's basketball games on an ESPN linear platform, including 2 games on ABC network television. We also have 3 key games on CBS, the broadcast network. CBS is part of our longstanding and very valued partnership. In women's basketball, more than half of our teams will have at least 1 ESPN linear television appearance, which is remarkable coverage for our conference. And we'll continue to have all home games that aren't on a linear platform on ESPN+, which has made more games available to more people than ever before. And again, I would like to thank ESPN for their tremendous support of our conference, and also to CBS Sports for what they've done for college basketball and our conference over the years. But ESPN has been just a tremendous overall partner. Again, I'm in a studio that, again, our friends at ESPN helped design, and we're very pleased that Chris obviously can join us as well. As we work through what we fervently hope will be the final phase of the global pandemic, we invite all of our fans to join us in Fort Worth in March for our men's and women's basketball championships at Dickies Arena. after having to cancel our 2020 tournaments at the outset of the pandemic, we were able to stage our women's and men's championships with limited attendance in Fort Worth last year. And I cannot tell you how many of our players, coaches, and administrators, as well as fans, shared with us that this was the best arena in which they have ever played. I want to thank Matt Homan and his team for their wonderful hospitality, and we look forward to a long relationship with Matt and with Dickey's Arena. I really have never seen a venue that I think is as nice. It's really an absolute pleasure to be there. And again, we expect really good weather that time of year. There's a lot of outdoor space where people can enjoy themselves. Fort Worth is a tremendous city, and we're just excited to be back there. And we obviously are confident that our fans will this year have the full experience of a vibrant city and a first-class venue, and to have our teams play in front of terrific crowds as they battle for the championships. In closing, I know you're going to enjoy our media days today. We thank our fans, our media partners, and our friends in print and electronic media for their support. It means a great deal to us. I want you to enjoy the next few days, and thank you very much for your support. It's been a pleasure being able to talk to you this morning.
Thank you, Commissioner Aresco. We're now going to open it up for the rest of the media to ask questions via Zoom. Chuck Sullivan will